Standing and doing the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Go through roll call.
Kramer,
Present.
Harding, Handy,
Present.
Nelson,
Present.
Truax,
Present.
Zelinski,
Present.
Kurt.
We'll start with public comment. Read a couple of things first. Any person wishing to address the planning commission may do so once per public comment period. Comments are limited to 3 minutes and shall be addressed to the chair and not individual commission members or others in the audience. This is a comment input option. The planning commission is not required to comment or respond to presenters. Silence or non-response from the planning commission should not be interpreted as disinterest or disagreement by the planning commission. Okay. Is there any public comments?
Hi, my name's Todd Wilcox.
Hi, Todd.
Hi.
Hi, John.
John, nice to meet you. I just wanna, I'm looking to do like a family cemetery, private, and I'm just looking for your, where to go from here. Just kinda your blessing, or I don't know how it, I've talked to the health department and, got some of they'll be involved, obviously, and, that's it, I guess.
Well, there's, we talked about this briefly. I believe there's a state requirement for you to follow.
Yep.
And there's some health department stuff that you needed to get.
Yep.
And so we would like to review that,
Oh, yeah.
over this next month and get copies of that.
Okay.
Are you willing to, abide by those rules?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, yeah, yeah. So, should I leave my information somewhere or I can come in at another time?
Todd, you can, I'm here every Wednesday.
Okay.
From 3 to 5.
Okay,
Just stop by and.
stop by.
Yep.
And we'll chat
Sure.
and then,
In the meantime, I'll get copies of the state requirements
okay.
and get them distributed here so
Okay.
that we can take a look at what it is. The first time we've seen it yet, so.
Yeah, there's not too many of
But
them.
it shouldn't be too much of a decision,
Okay,
you know.
all right.
Can I ask how much property your family owns?
It would be 95 acres, so.
Can I ask where you're thinking about doing it at?
Uh,
Have you decided?
I haven't really decided. I wanna cut
Okay,
into
just
any
gotta get it.
good hunting areas or.
Kinda like out in the back,
I kinda thought of that. I was kinda,
private, in a private area? or
yeah,
something?
yeah, just somewhere where
Yeah.
make it, a little inconvenient for my kids to split the property up after I'm dead and gone.
There you go.
Over my dead body, kind of.
Right in the middle.
Right, yeah, exactly. So, yeah,
But when you bring your stuff, make sure we've got your contact information.
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
okay,
And then
Yeah.
just, give it to Mike when you bring your other stuff in.
perfect.
If you wanna come up day after tomorrow, we can. we
Oh,
can
yeah,
talk some.
okay, yep, wonderful.
And if Eric wants to reach out to me, that's fine too.
Okay, all right,
He has my information.
okay, yep, I talked to him on Friday. It was a little hard to get a hold of him just because I wanted a little bit of background before I came and saw you guys and, so, yeah, I'll do that, and get everybody looped in, so. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Todd.
Yep.
Thank you. Any other public comments? Okay, I'd like to move to approval of minutes, or approval of our current agenda today.
I would move to approve the agenda as proposed.
I'll second it.
Let's do, approval of our previous minutes from November 17th, planning
We'll
commission.
We
need
need to vote on that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry,
It's okay.
All in favor?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh,
Aye.
All opposed?
Any approve or disapprove? Adopted?
Mhm.
Approval of minutes from November 17th Planning Commission meeting and also from the 26th Planning Commission special meeting. I'd like to move to approve those minutes from those meetings.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I just call out though that there are on the minutes for, the November 17th meeting, there are a couple of corrections. Under 3B, goals and strategies, there is the term board when it should be planning commission. And then under 4, blight ordinance, same thing, the last sentence, board, that should be planning commission. At the December 16th should be December 15th meeting. Other than that, these minutes are really,
All right, now all in favor? Aye.
aye.
Any not? Minutes are approved. Next is any conflicts of interest? Unfinished business, Sarah? Future land map and action items. Which is always neatly put together for us. I don't even know why you come here. We can almost can read and know what's going on.
Yes. I'll try. So, first, I can just go over that memo with the colors on it that are kind of task status of task. We're getting close to the end. We're on task 3, draft report still. I had all 9 chapters to you guys last month with the action items still kind of lingering out there, and that's what you had met on, and you had some comments from me. So that's the last critical item. I got the memo from your workshop, and so I have that in front of me today to go over anything that you might want to discuss with me while I'm here. And then what I will do is take that and then go back and kind of put my last edits and everything with some previous comments that I had from other people. And then I'll have a final draft for your January meeting. So that's kind of the plan of attack for right now.
This action plan that you mentioned, did you get that from us?
Yes, it was this memo that I handed out last month, and it was what you guys, I believe it's what you talked about at your workshop. Because I got a marked up copy from Jim that was, I believe, again, comments from that meeting that you guys had, so.
It was the 26th meeting, right?
Yes, yep. So if you want, I can kind of go through this and kind of, yeah, I can just kind of give you my 2 cents on the stuff.
Yes, we'd like to hear
Yeah,
that.
you guys. I guess first of all, under goal number 3, you guys had a couple comments for strategies 3.1 and 3.2 to move those to action items. And I think that is a fine change. I don't see a problem with that.
Sarah,
Yeah.
I don't believe anyone else has what you're looking at with the exception of me. So if we could take like a minute and a half recess, I'll make some copies.
Okay.
Well, do you want to table that and do it next week or next month?
I think you would like to have this across
You
the
want it now,
finish
sir?
line by.
Yeah, just because I want the comments to be clear so I can finish it.
Yeah, unless you want to make copies, but I'm happy to do it.
I guess I apologize. I thought you guys had.
No apologies needed. And then I also included, they had asked for a preamble,
Okay,
so I included preamble, and then
okay, yep,
I called out on that.
Keep it in line.
There,
okay.
some of the tasks that we didn't get through the entire document at that special meeting.
Okay.
So,
Well, while she's doing that, we can talk about the other thing that you guys
Yeah.
can look at. I did bring the future land use map, which I gave everybody a copy of this.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody has any specific comments on any of the things that were shown on this, but I guess now would kind of be the time if you had
From the
concerns.
original, when I saw it, some of the land from future was not correct.
Well, Well, the future is not gonna be correct. It's not, this is new.
Right. Just what we looked at the week before. I haven't seen that yet, so.
Um,
So what are their corrections that we should be making?
Well, they were
on
showing
those?
that it was usable land, but it would be state land. So,
Okay,
as
so we
we
just
have
have to
different
mark it as
shadings we
state
have,
land.
yeah.
So we need to get that corrected, for sure. I'll work on that with you. Who's doing these maps for us?
It's me, I'm doing them.
Oh, you're doing them?
Yeah, so that comment that you had about that, it is state land that, so so on here, it is shown as conservation land, which is,
State land.
yeah, and it doesn't have to, I mean, the dark green on this map that you guys have, it directly relates to state land, so if there's something on here that's not dark green, I guess then that would be information that I don't have. So if it's a parcel that is not, cause I took this directly from the equalization department. So,
Well, if you remember, we talked a little bit about it when you had the larger maps.
Yeah.
There was two different ones, and one was like a future thing that it showed that all that state land was gonna be like
Sorry, let me see.
residential or. It was up here off a few.
yeah, I guess just make sure that I am
It would be
understanding.
this piece right here, so that it's correct here.
Okay.
Now, before, this was shown to be,
Oh, okay, well, it's right then.
yeah, that part's right. Yeah,
This
that
is,
one's right.
so was it on the existing land use map then that was in?
It was,
there?
we had some big ones that you gave us, and there, one of them was like a future, one, and,
Well, this is the
Correct on that
future
one,
one,
too.
so,
yep, that one's right.
No, it's right.
Yep, that was right. The part that I saw.
I'll just make a note then to,
I can bring it back next time, Sarah, so you can
Yeah.
see, but we did talk a little bit about it that day.
okay. I'll just make a note here that we're double checking that. There's still definitely time to fix that, so I will make that note. I guess other than that,
Sarah, maybe it would serve us well for you to walk through your tornado example. that you
Sure.
gave a couple meetings ago.
yeah. This is in your ordinance right now. This is your future land use map right now. It has three categories: commercial, medium density, and low density. So it's a very simple future land use map, probably too simple. Most future land use maps have much more categories than just three.
Yes.
So that's why we're kind of, when you do a future land use map, that's why we went and we looked at the existing land use map. We had those maps up there. And that's why your future land use map needs to look at what is being used right now to help inform kind of, does it match up?
Is that pretty darn close to what you want right there?
Well, this is what I think you guys want.
That's what I was asking.
Yes, but
So I'm
it's up
gonna
to
get a
you.
big copy of this and we're gonna have it in here and we're gonna use this as our roadmap for everything.
Correct.
We're gonna go through the whole shooting match with that roadmap right there. That works perfect. I have the ability to do that. I can have it put on a phone board too.
Mhm.
And we'll have it here for us to see every meeting. And we'll
Yeah,
just,
that would be ideal. That's what you
Yes.
want, yes. But then it also needs to compare with your zoning map, your existing zoning map. So they relate. And in the zoning plan and the master plan, there'll be categories for
yes,
conservation and low density residential. They line up to zoning categories that you have, so they relate to each other. So you have to use them in tandem.
yeah, works perfect. So can I get our existing zoning map off our website?
To you,
And she also brought
we,
copies
they're,
last.
they're also, so zoning map we have right here, a lot of stuff has been turned or changed zoning from commercial or from residential to commercial. That has not been put into the equalization.
So when is that gonna happen?
Thank you.
Well, when we get time to do it.
Is that right?
Yeah. I'm still filing stuff from the two
You are the
thousands.
best. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
And that is something I can help you guys with, cause I did map your existing zoning. That was at the meetings before. So I made you an existing zoning map, cause I don't think you guys really had one.
Okay.
That was my understanding.
We have one, but it's not correct.
Right. So I made a new one, and if we agree on that, if you guys agree on that, I can help you make yourselves a new
Perfect.
zoning map at the end of this that you can put your seal on. This is the official zoning map.
Will you
of
do me a
Inland
favor,
Township.
Sarah? You have my email address on that card.
Yeah,
Would you send me those two maps?
yes, yep, they're on the website.
Are they on the
Yeah,
website?
they're on the
I'll go there and get it
website.
myself then.
Yeah, they're on the project website.
All right, and I'll get those printed and then we can start dissecting that. That's really the biggest part of what we're doing in here.
Yeah, and so,
And then, so we can use the map along with our verbiage and we'll just move through one piece at a time. And this makes perfect sense to me now.
yeah, so, this future land use map. That's 6 categories instead of 3. So you have a conservation category, which in the report, I put a description of exactly what these are and what they should mean to you going forward. Conservation basically means you have a lot of state land, so that's where that category lined up with. Then you have low density residential, which includes the forest, zoning, forest resident, I'm not looking at it right now, but the 5 acre parcels, and then you have the 2.5 acre parcels. Those kind of line up together. And then you have medium density residential, and there's gonna be some overlap between that rural residential and your single family residential, which is the yellow on this map, because you already have parcels in your rural residential that are less than, because you have subdivisions and
Correct.
so there's gonna be some overlap in that, which is kind of mapped on here. And then your, mixed use is a new introduced category. Um, It's for areas kind of like when you have, it's like a catch-all sometimes, like Bendon. Bendon is a little bit of a strange area because it was out older town, it has some streets, it has larger parcels, so there's some areas like that that.
As long as there's not a lot of that. I mean, that sound mixed use, just sounds like a whole bunch of special stuff coming at the planning commission to me.
It is, but it also allows you flexibility to. approve
Yes.
things. Yep, yep.
Yeah,
So-
okay. I mean,
That's orange on the map, and there is quite a bit of it.
there's a lot.
Yeah. So, but that is up to you. On this, there was a lot of commercial. So
And
this
that's
is
all-
a reduction in commercial and some more of that in mixed use to allow you a little bit more
Much better,
flexibility.
yeah.
So if you, that's one of the things, if you are not familiar with mixed use development and,
The only thing I'm saying, Sarah, is up on the peninsula, everything's special use. It seems like every single thing is special use. up
Oh,
there.
yeah,
You can't get a straight answer from anybody up there half the
Yeah.
time. And it just, and you hog tie him, since he doesn't have any set of rules to follow anything by.
oh yeah, well, that's what you don't want to do.
You just
Yeah.
do not, and there's so much on that map, so I'm gonna look at that
Yeah,
specifically.
mixed use doesn't have to mean special land use.
Right.
It's different.
Okay,
So this was the map I was referring to right here.
Okay,
Roll
that's,
that.
yep, that's existing land.
Yeah, so that's not correct, because this is state land all right here, for sure, 100%.
Okay, there's no
Okay.
houses on it.
None right here.
Okay.
and that's right over there, okay, so,
It's correct here.
yeah.
Okay.
It's not correct here.
But is that the only mistake on this one?
That's
that you can see?
all I could find
Okay.
the
Okay.
time we looked.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not that I know the whole map, but,
Yeah.
roll this up, because I've been dealing with this area right here quite a bit lately.
Yep, that's not a big deal. We can
No.
change that. Yep, good catch.
Okay, and I can get these off our website, I'm gonna do that and get these printed for us. We'll bring them in for the,
That's the one.
I was like, where is it? Okay.
Just some of the wordage on some of the things like the land division applications, things like that. There's not enough information on there. People keep making the same mistakes and.
okay. Be sure to bring that up.
And so-
Okay, Sarah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
That's fine. Then the last category is your commercial category. And again, these are described in the draft. And then I gave you another category for public and semi-public, which is township municipal owned properties. So they usually are marked on a future land use map and yours are not. So probably, the most controversial things would be for you guys to look at the mixed use and commercial, where those are located. If you do not like, when you compare it to what was there, if there's a landowner that you know would flip out if they saw their parcel said future land use as commercial, we don't have to, we can go around it. As Ted was alluding to earlier, future land use map, you kind of have to look at it like, again, if a tornado came and wiped out everything, how would we like to put it back based on your natural resources, public comment through the master plan, all of that. So,
But it gives us a good roadmap. We're gonna rewrite this
Yeah.
again in 5 years, right?
Right.
Is that what we're doing? So it
Yeah.
is temporary,
and
but.
yes, absolutely, and you can change this at any time, and it is just a guide. A future land use map is not written in stone.
But I sure do like the additional categories.
Yeah.
That is huge.
Okay, so,
It's right here.
and then I guess when you're looking at it, typically, you wanna look at it as you have your densest uses, commercial, and you kinda wanna, usually you go less and less as you go away from it. You give yourself transition spaces. So that's a typical strategy of a future land use map. If you have, I'll have the paper,
We do.
I can go over that.
Go back to that.
So on the first page, the strategy is 3.1 and 3.2. Changing those to action items that would then support the new strategy 3.1 and 3.2. I think that makes sense. I can certainly do that. On the second page, I thought those were all fine changes. Under goal 6, you had a question there about why you say increased employment opportunities year round. Mostly because Benzie County, northern Michigan is very seasonal. We have a seasonal population, seasonal workforce, seasonal, so when you want to increase employment opportunities, like that's always looking at it in a year-round lens. So that's a lot of times when you're planning in northern Michigan, you put year-round on there because if you don't, you can get stuck in these seasonal
Yeah.
terms and way of looking at things. So that's where that comes from.
Do you have an example of where the language of having year-round in the master plan has been helpful? Like when somebody's brought something in front of the commission or?
Yeah, I would say like, let's say somebody wanted to do workforce housing that only supported, just pick on them, like Riverside Canoes.
Okay.
And let's say, okay, great, you're allowing them to use up a parcel and but it's only gonna use 3 months out of the year. Is that?
Really the best use.
Yeah, so something like that.
Mhm.
That would be an example.
Okay.
And those kind of things, again, because we have a seasonal situation, tourists,
Mhm.
those things come up more than you would think. So a lot of times, that's why the year-round language gets in there. Just so that you're always thinking of those things as you go through. And then the second one, strategy 6.1, there was the question about
Needs.
meeting daily needs versus needs. When you put that in there, that kind of alludes to, those are things more like what supports, like a person's day-to-day activities, like grocery stores. Like, and Inland doesn't have any of those really, like grocery stores, like the smaller, sorry about this. So that's what daily means, and that's,
So a bit of the conversation that I'm recalling around both the year-round and the daily and changing that language was based around the idea that at this point, businesses and jobs are better. More businesses, more jobs are better. And so adding the limiting language, you know, was discussed as more limiting, that we may lose out
Sure.
on, you know, a landscaping business coming in because it's not a year-round sort of thing. I think that was the example that we brought up.
Right, we
landscaping.
would accept jobs seasonal as well.
Yeah, that,
And I kind of agree with that. And daily does need to be broader, I believe. I.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just letting you know what that.
Gotcha.
How that, yes.
how it came about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, so I think that's totally fine if you guys wanna be more broad. That's absolutely. We can, I agree with, if you wanna be broader, that's
Okay.
absolutely fine.
So then that green, year-round highlighted green would end up being struck through
Yeah, we'll just take that out, and
Yeah.
we'll take out daily.
and then taken out.
And then the rest of the stuff on that page is great. And then. Again, all the suggestions in 7 and the 8s, those were good. When, got to goal number 9, so take out the first one and then only leave you one strategy. I did come up with 2 other ones that probably should be typically under park and recreation. One is to coordinate park planning, recreation, and cultural programming with county and other townships. That is something that, will come up to as you're making park and recreation decisions over the next 5 years. Especially, I just finished the park and rec plan for the county, and they have plans to reach out to all the townships and help coordinate, programming and cultural things and on different parks, so I think it should be in there, so that just, it's kind of a,
So kind of in a nutshell, just coordinate with the county and parks and
basically,
Rec.
yeah, or, I mean, you guys are close to Lake Ann, maybe there's programs that Lake Ann might have, and they might wanna have a program in your park or something. But just with an eye to like, we should support those types of things. And then another kinda one that you should always have in park and recreation planning things is to encourage community feedback and outreach always, for park and recreation planning. So any park and recreation planning type things should have a component of community outreach. And then we can have some action items there for like, the meeting should be public, they should be advertised on the website.
You can go with those as additional strategies.
Then, goal number 10, adding the implementation and review of the master plan. I think those were great things and they should be in there, but they can totally go under goal number 1. And they should have been under goal number 1.
And what we had talked about at our meeting is making it a preamble. And I was charged with that, and so I think you guys have the rest of it in front of you, and it's the first year all seeing it, so.
Okay.
And so, no ask of you to accept it or anything like that, I like you to digest it first, but that 10, they asked to have a preamble, so I worked on a preamble. So that's, I mean, it's the first time everyone's seen it, Sarah.
Yeah.
So,
No, I think that's good. These things are good to have in too, so. But I mean, I do think, they can also go in action plan. Because I don't know if maybe I explained, like the action plan, and I brought a copy. You are gonna have an action plan, the matrix in the back of this. That's what I'm gonna put all of these into. It's gonna look something like this, where it will have each goal and it'll have a list and it'll prioritize it. I'll have funding sources. So all of those are gonna be put into a chart like this. And I'll have that for you next month. Okay. That's what I wanted to get all your comments first before I did this.
Oh, very nice there.
So So FYI, all of them are gonna go so that they're
Is this- oh,
prioritized funding.
Correct, yep.
Collaborate with. So,
And that 10 language, we had talked about not doing a 10, but doing a pre instead. Mm-hmm.
I think that took care of the goals. Then we'll get down to the next page. There was a comment on the require traffic impact studies. That was already a strategy 2.2. You are correct. So that one should have been, an action item for that should have read, you would then review the zoning ordinance to make sure that there are requirements in there that require appropriate traffic impact studies. So that would be an example of an action item versus a strategy. Then, under the one that was maintaining the township's rural character, creating policies that preserve and protect valuable open space and agricultural uses, maintaining the 2.5 acre buildable lot minimum. There was a question about that. I just want to understand. Yes. What the question was, first of all. And,
I think, wasn't that one, I feel like there were two different numbers here. Hmm.
You have two different low density categories, the forest residential and the rural residential. Forest is 5 acre minimums. And your rural residential is 2.5 acre minimums. It was important in all the public comment to protect rural character.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, that theme came through loud and clear.
so
Just-
Yeah.
And then.
Does that help you at all? I don't see this particular thing in there, but there's,
Mm-mm. Growth, I don't think we.
So,
Mm-mm.
for example, when Platte Township was doing theirs, they have 20 acre minimums and 10 acre minimums. It was very important for them to keep that, that language and for their rural character.
Right.
So, going any less than 2.5 acres really breaks your ruralness. So, but that, I didn't know what your question was on that. You can do it several different ways. You can just take out the acre number and just say low density, and then it's up to you guys to hold that line. Or we can put a number in there, and then
So is there a provisions if someone wants to come in and build a 20 lot subdivision, is there a way for them to do that without
There
2.5
is.
acre minimum?
There is, but then you can always lean back if you don't like something about it. You can always lean back on your master plan. We'll say, well, we have policies that we're trying to preserve that. So it gives you a tool to help you get out of things if you need to.
So the next highlighted area includes, there's an orange one that's a reference to 1 acre. Do we have a 1 acre?
You do,
Little zone as well?
that's your single family.
You do for commercial as well.
And then, like, for example, if you look at the future land use map, then, like, it would only allow 1 acres.
You could put a garage on a 1 acre parcel.
In the medium, so in the yellow, you allow 1 acre. Somewhere you already have 1 acre.
Okay.
Can't put a house there, but you can put a garage there, or a shed, or something like that. An accessory building.
So I guess my question for you just was, it was highlighted, so I just wanted to know if anybody had a problem with the 2.5 acres, like if you wanted it to be more, if you wanted it to say 5 acre.
Leave it 2.5.
Yeah,
It's always been.
Leave it 2.5.
yep.
Yeah, just leave it, what it's, should be.
There was a question about attached accessory dwelling units on lots of 1 acre or more. Um, This kind of comes back to what you guys want. Do you want to allow detached accessory dwelling units on lots of 1 acre or more, first of all? And if you do you want them to be allowed to be used as short-term rentals? If you allow short-term rentals, do you want there to be a cap on short-term rentals? And if there is, then can somebody, if the short-term rentals are maxed out, can somebody use that for like kid?
Are we allowing short-term rentals currently?
Yes,
We do allow them.
yes.
We allow them on 1 acre parcels.
We don't have any 1 acre parcels other than commercial, that I know of. There are a few from years ago before they changed the zoning from 2.5. There were 1 acres. We have made provisions for people that have those. Cause you can't, if there's a piece of land out there, you cannot sell it if it's unbuildable.
So you wouldn't be able to sell a 1 acre parcel.
Unless,
If we took
unless
that
they had
provision
it,
out.
right, unless they had it prior to.
So Sarah, where did number 4 come from? The update zoning ordinance to allow detached accessory dwellings on 1 acre.
You have lots of 1 acre. So do you want to allow attached accessory
I would
dwelling
like to
units?
table that.
I think what she's asking is if somebody has a house on 1 acre right now, if they're able to put an auxiliary building on their
That
land.
was the
So-
comments that came up several times.
So that's what's driving
Yes.
this.
Chance to
Several-
investigate this because this contradicts the other.
Rule.
The rule. So here's the thing, I got a 1 acre parcel, I'm gonna put an outbuilding on there and I'm gonna rent that thing out.
This is saying.
But when you're not looking, I'm just gonna move in there. And now they've got a residence on a 1 acre parcel that goes against our zoning of 2.5 acres. That's what I don't like about this.
Well, this is 1 acre or more. So
Correct.
Okay.
And so they can put a dwelling building there and rent it out short-term, is what this is reading to me.
Yes.
And if we're gonna tell you that you gotta have 2.5 acres to build a residence there, those two contradict each other. Cause I can do that, I can secretly go in there, put my little rental unit in and then move into it when you're not looking. And once I'm in, I'm in. So they don't match, I need to think about that. I'm not sure that these are strictly, these two are contradicting each other to me. Even though it's not, even though we're not calling it a residence. The
So-
only reason I bring this up is I've been in this business for 40 years and I've seen it all. And I just know if we don't word this correctly, that is a definite way around that. I could do that in a heartbeat. And then now we can't enforce the 2.5 acre.
But you do have residents that have been on 1 acre prior to the 2 acre, 2.5 acre ordinance. So
Okay.
would you tell them they could not build something on their own land? Is that what you're saying?
They could not build a detached accessory dwelling unit.
So no pole barn, no garage on their 1 acre?
No, I don't wanna say that
Cause
either.
you know, there's subdivisions here where people have a 1 acre lot. And so you would be denying them to build any accessory building whatsoever on their land.
No, I don't have any problem with them building an accessory. I just don't want it to be rented out. I don't want it to be a residential.
Yeah, it should just be a.
It needs to be a garage, a pole
Or you
barn,
could take the short-term rental out of there.
and take
Yeah,
the short-term rental
short-term
out.
yeah.
And say, if you wanna do short-term rental, then you need 2.5 acres.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Unless they can do it on commercial, because they could have less than two and a
Yeah.
half. for
Right,
that.
then they can do whatever, yeah.
And if you wanna do it on your commercial land, you could do that.
That would be better.
But if you want short-term rental, then you gotta have 2.5 acres. That's my thought on that. I don't necessarily need everybody to agree and move forward with it. I'd really like to table this and talk about it in a month,
Okay.
unless everybody's comfortable with it.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So if somebody has a 2.5 acre lot, can they build an accessory dwelling unit not as a short-term rental?
I believe you can.
Okay.
As long as they meet all their backsets to their neighbors, there shouldn't be any
Right.
issue.
You gotta have all your backsets. And then if you're gonna rent it out, you just have to follow the rules of whatever a short-term rental is. Ted, do you agree with what I said there?
I'm still digesting it,
Mhm.
so. It's not, I agree or disagree, I'm just trying to get my head around the nuances of this particular.
I would also
Number
like a little
4.
more time to think about this as well.
Okay. Yeah, I
The
mean,
fact
this
is, we have 1 acre parcels.
Yes, we have a lot of 1 acre parcels.
Yes, we do, we do have some.
And if we're not careful, we're gonna handcuff those people.
And then quite a few of your subdivisions are 1 acre or less.
Or less.
But then there's land around them that, was, so they allowed, probably back in the, I guess it'd be mid-90s, they allowed 3 subdivision parcels to come in here, actually 4, but one of them went under. And all those had provisions where you could have an acre lot, so that would be the 2.5 acre, but there had to be community land that equaled that amount.
Oh,
Attached to it.
okay.
That'd be like Stanley
makes
Creek
sense.
Commons or the one over here by the, elementary school. Was that Oak?
The Stanley Creek Commons, the one I talked to you about, that my cousin's daughter lives there and wanted to.
Whatever we call that now,
Is
so
Stanley Creek?
It's just past Holbert Road, so for,
Yeah, yeah, okay,
2
yeah.
roads past
Yeah,
Holbert,
okay.
cuts back into a little paved
So
road.
you're right, it has like, common land.
Yeah, common area for people, and then that was a way for them to get by the 2.5.
Oh, interesting.
And they did it in a couple different locations.
Okay. So, Mike, how would this number 4 then apply to that example then? Someone that has a place, it's 1 acre only in the Stanley Creek Commons.
Well, I know people have put barns and stuff, on their properties.
Okay, but so if someone came to you with a land use permit, this particular provision here would say, hey, you're an acre or more, so yes, you could.
Sure.
Okay.
You can put your barn on there. Now, is there a size that they have to be in?
Well, they have to meet their, there's no square footage size for anything here,
Okay.
so.
this is different. Accessory dwelling unit is different than just a barn. This is something
accessory
somebody can
dwelling
live in.
Oh,
Accessory dwelling. unit
Accessory
means,
dwelling.
like
Was
a-
there
something
dwelling?
people
Was
can
there a
live in.
provision where you could put accessory dwelling building on your 2.5?
Okay, so
Yeah,
now we
I
got,
think
yeah,
we're having a disconnect.
we're having a disconnect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't
this
want
is a
that.
dwelling unit, so why?
ADU, accessory dwelling unit is what we're talking about.
This is what you saw.
Mhm.
Not-
ADU.
This is different than barns and sheds.
Got it.
Barns and sheds are
Yeah,
different.
we want
Yeah,
that.
different. Those are detached
Dwelling
units.
They're just for your tractor.
We have the word dwelling in here.
Dwelling is for people to rent out and live in. Like this is what people were asking about at the public meetings, like, can my kid move back and live? Can I build them a unit on my property?
That's different than a short-term rental though.
Yes, it is different. So that's why the short-term language is in there. Do you want to allow both? There are places that do allow both.
Well, they could just say they're renting to their son. I mean, but, so this,
Yeah, that's a kind of an issue.
that is kind of an issue.
I don't like.
We gotta look at
It is
these two.
different though, cause you
Well,
allow
if
short-term.
somebody has
rental
40 acres
and
and they want to have their kids live on their property.
One kid is not that.
That'd be fine. They can slot two and a
Well, right now,
half.
you can't do that.
If
Well,
we
you,
just
yeah,
have
you'd have
to get
to
rid of the
split your
2.5
land.
and make
This
it
is
all
saying
one
is
acre.
you could build a second home on your land, because prior to 2016, you could.
So get rid of the
Then
2.5
2.5
over
acre
here.
Yeah,
lot,
just
we
make
want
it 1
people
acre.
building
You wanna
second home.
build a
Well,
house
that-
or build a dwelling.
That's what it would be.
It would depend on the size of the lot too.
Yeah.
You need an acre.
Yeah.
um,
As long as we keep it 2.5, but we're having trouble with the one.
Here's
Well,
the
I
way
think
I'm
that's,
seeing
I
it.
think that's the issue. is
I own
Yeah.
5 acres.
Yeah, it is.
I could split my 5 acres 5 ways and put 5 dwelling units there.
It's not necessarily true. You have to have splits on your land available.
Okay, well, all right, maybe they're not there. Okay, they're probably not.
You wouldn't have splits.
But it still doesn't, they're still contradicting each other.
I think the question is, she's asking if you could put dwellings on 1 acre. And just simplify it.
I
Well,
don't think we should.
Well,
be
it'd
able
be
to-
dwelling units. That could be short-term rental. That's what it says here. on
well,
1 acre.
both. I guess I'm asking both. Cause right now, I understood in your zoning ordinance, and correct me if I'm wrong, if somebody has any size lot, can they build a second residence?
No.
Okay, so accessory dwelling unit, allowing an accessory dwelling unit would allow somebody to build a second residence on their property.
Because it's a dwelling unit and not
I wouldn't-
another residence,
I
right?
wouldn't
So
be
you
for
don't
that.
have two residences on one parcel.
Regardless of the size of
Yeah, I
the,
wouldn't be for
You
that.
can't sell it that way, it's gotta be owned by the one parcel, so I get how all that happens. So
I mean,
then,
this-
on the 1 acre parcel, then I'm only allowed to put one dwelling unit on that?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
and the reason for it is, this is why Traverse City had a whole big thing about it several years ago. We just went through it in the village. We're allowing them because you want more flexible options for people to live. You want mom to be able to rent the garage to their kid. You want grandma to be able to come back and live with you. You want to have a separate. So that's what people are wanting everywhere.
I draw a lot of them.
So that's the reasoning for it. This is why it's coming up in zoning ordinance everywhere.
So.
And just to be clear, I'm personally not opposed to it, but I think it contradicts what we're trying to do with the 2.5 acre buildable lot minimum rural character idea. So if we're gonna go with the 2.5 acre buildable lot minimum, then adding a secondary accessory dwelling unit on a lot of as small as 1 acre contradicts that. To
If
me.
it's on a parcel by itself, I don't see how it can be an additional dwelling unit. If it's on its own parcel.
I think she's
That's what it's
asking, maybe
called.
there's already a parcel there to add another home onto that 1 acre.
Yeah, it's like, think of it as you have a garage already. You're building an apartment above it. That's an accessory dwelling unit. Do you allow that?
If, the way this is worded, and I think what Val's bringing to the point here, is I now have an acre parcel somewhere over there. And I can build a garage with a carriage house above that,
Correct.
and I can call it an additional dwelling unit. But if I'm not mistaken, if that's the only thing on that parcel, I gotta have a mailbox there.
Yeah, you can't,
That's the resident.
yeah, you
Okay.
can't have a,
And so how does this become an additional dwelling unit and not a
So
residence?
the additional dwelling unit would be
you have a primary residence established.
typically there's a house that is built on a property first, and then people would build a pole barn or a garage, or that's a
Right.
secondary idea. And then that would have a second level or something like that where grandma can move in or the kids can move in or something like that. The next generation.
Right, but you have both of those on one parcel.
Mhm.
Now, I want you to section off a 1 acre parcel all by itself. And you put another dwelling unit there. And it has its own mailbox. It has its own power source, septic, electric, everything. What makes it accessory? There's nothing else there. That's now a residence to me.
There would be rules, there's rules for accessory dwelling units, like they have to be smaller than the primary residence.
Okay, so
there's a
then
whole
there
set
would
of-
need to be a list of rules to make it
Yes.
an accessory dwelling unit.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, most zoning ordinance have an accessory dwelling section, and they have to
Do
meet.
we have one of those?
I don't think you do. I don't think you have any provisions for accessory dwellings. I do not. So,
We did, we do not currently.
I want everybody to think about this the next month. I wanna bring this back up again. I'm gonna make my own recommendations.
this is it's a big change for
This
people.
is, yeah, and the thing that I'm looking at is
I
if
get
we,
it, but
well, we don't wanna handcuff the
Yeah.
people who own 1 acre.
And also just FYI too, this would be an action item in the master plan. It's not saying that you're allowing it as soon as you adopt the master plan. All it's saying is that you're gonna explore it.
That's what I
Yeah.
want.
I will say this too,
Yes.
probably the question I'm questioning the most on, other than how many splits do I have on my land, is can I put another home on my land
Mhm.
for family?
right.
And some zoning ordinances do allow that if you have double the minimum. Like, let's say, it's a 5, if you have a 10 acre, then yes, you can. Some zoning ordinances will allow it if you have double the,
Two dwellings on one parcel thing brings up a bunch of stuff to me.
it does. Yeah.
That's a whole bunch of stuff that we would all need to really consider here. The additional dwelling units, that's different.
And I guess,
Second residence, that's,
yep, and I guess just keep in mind, this is just your master plan. You're not recommending anything at this time. You would only be saying that you'd be willing to explore it
We'll have to work
based
that
on what
out.
people had commented to.
So would it be accurate to say that item number 4 here is stating, because it's a goal, strategy, action item, that this is saying we need to discuss this?
Yes, basically.
Okay, so
So-
then I support 4 being in there.
So it probably, to make it easier, how the first two ahead of it say explore options.
Explore
This should
options, yeah.
also say
Explore options
That would help.
around updating or something like that.
Yes. And this is gonna come up, it would be a amendment to the zoning ordinance, and you'd have to go through a public hearing and all of that stuff. And,
yeah, and we're gonna talk about multifamily too.
yeah, and it may not ever come up in 5 years, but
Well, it's crazy, I'm drawing one right now.
it may, so.
I have a family that I am drawing, they are all moving out.
Could become.
They must like each other.
You know, can't afford to do this.
You know, my mother,
I have a lot of people asking. Because
but anyway,
there's still somewhere to live.
there's a lot of
Kinda get
that.
it.
And so,
Yeah, and there's a need for it. I mean,
There
with the
is.
aging population,
Yes.
there's a need
Yeah,
for
we're
live-in
gonna
care
really look at
workers.
that.
the land
Look at it
is
that
so
way, too.
expensive too.
Right.
It's just eating us alive out here.
Yep.
So, updates. and-
So the edit there is explore options.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
need to explore.
Yeah.
I like that
Explore
better.
options.
Yep.
More people.
I think that'll make it easier.
We'll learn a little bit more about detached accessory dwelling units and
And really, your master plan is kind of setting you up. If these things come up, people had mentioned them in the public process, so it's kind of ties them together so that if you need to make a decision, you can lean back on all of this stuff to help you make a decision,
Right.
whether that's in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 10 years.
The tax base must be okay.
They might be charging too much, got such a big.
I don't know
That
if
would-
there's anything
that would be
major on the
my-
rest of this stuff.
No, it all
That
was
was the
pretty
number
good.
one thing, more taxes.
Let's go ahead and move to the next one, Sarah.
That was all I had, unless anybody had anything they wanted to point out to me that
Not right now.
is. And what I will
All
do,
these explorers are fine. We can explore everything anyway.
Related goal strategies, parks and township owned facilities. Like, consider the consolidation.
yeah, I guess I want to ask,
I have to tell you, I don't feel like any of that should be a part of the wording of this master plan.
yeah,
It's very narrow in scope and it should be
there was some of these that, yes. I wanted-
township board.
So, the first one you're saying,
Um,
this came out of specific comments from people. And yes, I wanted your opinions on these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I don't know if it's a collective opinion. So, yeah. So, consider,
We didn't get to these at our special meeting.
I mean,
And
we can really generalize that.
3 and 4 are kind of opposites of each other.
Yeah.
Provide better maintenance of existing facilities and then discontinue maintenance.
Yeah.
No one uses them.
I disagree with number 4, and I disagree with number 5.
so if we'd have gotten to these at our special meeting, was gonna bring up 4, 5, and 6 directly contradict goals 8 and 9 in the overall spirit of the master plan. Selling public land, number 5, and discontinuing maintenance, number 4, works against planning for future generations, goal number 8.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with you. I think those are things that may come up, but they don't need to be in the master plan. We can certainly these comments were recorded, and they're in there. So if you need that. There. Collect feedback, I am incorporating that. First one. The first one, consider consolidation with neighboring townships. Um, That came from somebody's specific comment, but
And again,
if you don't,
I feel like that is a board action
yeah,
and not an action for a master plan that looks 5 years out and
yeah, so
is directional in nature.
I
And
agree.
it's a very specific,
yep, I agree with you.
Thanks,
So,
Pat.
yes, thank you for reminding me to talk about those, 'cause yes. So 2 and 3, I will take care of in the revised.
Are we going with number 6?
Development of sit-down restaurants discourage cheap box stores. I'd just say this is probably a direct quote from somebody. I'm not a big fan of having cheap box stores like listed in our discourage. I feel like that opens us up to a lawsuit
Yeah,
from
yeah.
a cheap box store developer.
Yep, yep.
Um,
That comment actually got added into there.
Why don't we
I didn't
just-
put that one.
Get rid of the discouraged part and say priorities development of sit-down family restaurants.
Say the last thing you just said.
Let's get rid of discourage,
Yep.
the whole thing, and just put prioritized development of sit-down family restaurants.
even to me, listing out restaurants is more specific than our target. Where do we just talk about that?
Yeah.
We had a goal of support existing businesses and concentrate future commercial development along key corridors. You know, I almost feel like this is already covering what this is trying to say, and that if we get this specific of discourage
it's doing the
cheap
weeds.
box, it's too in the weeds, and if we're trying to put our finger on the scale of restaurants, we want restaurants.
I couldn't agree
even.
more. I couldn't
Like,
agree
that
more. I say
feels-
we X the whole thing. I don't think we wanna be discouraging any businesses either, to be honest.
So 1, 4, 5, and 6.
Yep.
Yep.
Get rid of them.
That's what I wrote down, so that makes sense.
That's good.
I will edit, I will make those edits and revise chart, but I'll do.
All right, Sarah, we done with that one?
Now I think, I did have some notes. I don't know if these are anyways.
Would you please review those quickly?
I don't think there's really anything new. I think maybe it's just trying to organize.
I
some of
was
the
trying to
things,
organize our
so-
brains around it and,
Mhm.
and make sure that the goal that we had listed
Yeah.
matched with the
Yeah.
strategies, matched with the
That was from our
actions. That was from,
Okay.
Directly from the whiteboard.
I got visual
Perfect.
and stood up with
Yep, makes
markers,
sense.
Yep.
Makes sense.
so.
Okay, so that was all I really had. What I will do is I will take all of this stuff and I will make that action plan item chart. In the meantime, if anybody has any specific comments on the future land use map that feel free to email me. And that's after we release the plan for the 63-day review. This is still a fluid document. If somebody has comments at the end of 63 days, we will revise it. It'll be okay.
Thank you, sir.
That was all I had.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Very,
Sarah.
very helpful.
As usual.
Good deal.
We move on to new business.
We still have unfinished business B.
I'm sorry,
Second reading.
unfinished business.
The bylaws.
So,
The second reading.
yep, the day after our meeting on the 17th, Jim Brower sent an email with this revised bylaw. And then he said he believes he captures everything moved for changes, but wants to make sure. So just thought it'd be helpful for all of us just to make sure that the bylaws are what we discussed at the meeting on 11/17. So,
Anybody wanna motion it? Wanna table this?
Just give me a minute here. Make sure we can.
John, maybe tabling allows, because Val, I know that you had some specific changes, secretary versus recording secretary
Right.
and whatnot, to
And
make sure that everything's captured and we could put it on unfinished business again for next.
I would really like you to do that.
okay.
Was I point blank enough?
Nope, you're good. You're good.
I think you're perfect for that. I would like you to do that. I also would like some time to read it over myself, but I don't expect any pushback. I mean, I just wanna read it and secure myself with it. You guys have anything you wanna add to that?
No.
Okay, we'll table that, bring this back up with corrections from Val, at the next meeting. This would be for the January 2026 meeting. Okay. So if we're gonna table, do we need to do something to table that for a month? Do we vote
Good
on it?
question. Do we have to move to table?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Okay,
We can just move on?
we can just move on.
Okay.
Say it's table.
All right, that finishes unfinished business. Let's move to new business.
Though I will say I am not a parliamentarian, so like, if you're looking at me for the be all end all, there might be somebody out in recording land that calls in next week and says you
Not
did
at
that
all
wrong.
what I was thinking.
Isn't that on your resume?
No,
Yeah,
no,
I'm
no,
pretty
no,
sure I
I'm
saw it
just not a
somewhere.
parliamentarian.
No.
I've never been.
You're way better at this than I am. I
I've just
want
said
your
it in a
opinion
lot of
humbly,
meetings.
Please.
No, we're good.
So new business, I'd like to appoint a new vice chair, John Truax.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I move that the planning commission appoint John Truax as the vice chair for the planning commission.
I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, that'll work.
Thank you, John.
Good.
Okay, we need to appoint a secretary. And I don't know what the responsibilities of this secretary are.
It's in the
It
bylaws.
appears correspondence and notices. Secretaries shall be responsible for issuing formal written correspondence. So the notifications and things that went out, and then making sure that notices are posted based on the Michigan Planning Enabling Act and Zoning Enabling Act. So I'll be totally honest, I hesitate to nominate myself for this because I do not know and do not have the training to know at this point what the legal requirements are, and I don't wanna get us in trouble.
I agree, and that's another reason why I didn't wanna do that.
So, right, yeah.
And he did, he actually took both vice chair and secretary.
You took vice
so,
chair and
yeah,
secretary at the
as
same
did
time.
Anastasia.
Yeah,
Just, she
It was
didn't
the-
like me for some reason.
Yeah, it was the spur of the moment.
New guy.
Right.
What's the secretary part here? So,
A bundle.
I have to be point blank, I don't have the time to do it. I'm gonna be pinched to get this part of the job done on my watch. Is there someone who can help us with these activities?
and I'm, not saying that we can't learn it. I guess my question would be, is there a way
Or
to,
do we just wait?
I have somebody
Wait on
who
that.
knows, first of all.
okay,
He's in my office with me.
okay,
And if I got with him and made it simple, would you be willing to help us with that part?
Yeah,
Okay,
yes.
I'll make it, actually, I'm gonna bring him in here.
Okay, but I feel like I'm signing up for something that I don't know anything
No,
about and therefore,
Right, but you need
don't
to
wanna
know
get us in
who
trouble.
Greg is,
We kinda all did.
and Greg just
Yeah.
knows where to find out.
So, we're all in
He
the same boat.
knows About these things. He did code review for Grand Traverse for
Okay.
8 years or so. These are all of his notes from this morning.
okay,
I already had a meeting about this meeting.
okay.
So he's already coaching me on this, so I can go to him.
I know where all that stuff is.
Yeah, or if
Oh,
there's
you
like a
know,
101
we've got
training
Sarah
or
too
something,
over there.
you know,
Thank you.
like, I don't know.
It's all in the Planning and Enabling Act language.
Okay.
It's all in there.
Sarah, how involved is that? How much time is the secretary gonna have involved posting these things?
What our secretary does for the village, he just writes it on a hand note and sticks it on our bulletin board.
That kinda all that
You
is?
just have to have it like 24 hours in advance.
Post it on the door usually.
Post it on the door or something?
Yeah, it can be as simple as that.
Yeah, because the public can't always come in here, but it's always on the door.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, if you want, you can.
I got that board at the store.
I believe there's different time frames
Everyone.
that you,
Post it.
for different activities.
Yeah, it's all in
There's
the,
some 36-hour ones and.
it's all in the Planning and Enabling Act.
Okay.
I wanna shelf it.
Well, at the risk of getting kicked in the shins, I move to appoint Val Handy as the secretary for the planning commission.
I'll second it.
Oh, goodness.
That's how it's done.
So, and now keep in mind, John, you're gonna run the meeting when John is not available.
Well, the one time. We got new rules now.
Kramer. Kramer.
All right, so the first reading of the blight ordinance.
All in favor?
Oh,
Oh,
all
I'm
in
sorry, all
favor?
in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Fine.
You could go opposed.
I'm buying you something.
No, buy me a book on how I figure this out.
Right,
I
that
mean,
would be
like
a
a
good one.
101 class or something.
Let's find this blight ordinance in here. So we have some corrections on here already, looks like.
Yeah,
So there's two different ones. One is the one that came from our zoning administrator, and then I just looked through it all, and so the second one is just a few of my thoughts. I'm gonna tell you, it's spot on. And those are a few of the call outs. I think there's language in there that really makes it strong. I think it makes it enforceable. I think it's fair for anyone that may be, on the other side of the blight issue. And, I compliment the zoning administrator on this particular, draft, of the blight ordinance.
That's exactly who we look to.
still have to fix some of the typos.
Yeah.
It'll have to go to our attorney after you guys approve it.
Mhm.
And if it's okay, then we'll go to the board for final
Final
approval, and
approval.
then it'll be put in the ordinance.
Okay.
And then, so Val's from a first reading.
Mhm.
So we should bring this back at the January meeting, right, for a second reading and then approve it. Then it would go
To the lawyer.
to the attorney, then to the board after that. Does that sound, I mean, for us to get a cadence of first
Yeah.
reading, second
First,
reading?
first reading, second reading. So then my question would be, do we have any additional edits to make on this reading to get us to the second reading?
Just have some typos.
Does anybody have any?
I mean, I've got to read it first.
Yeah, exactly. So I
You gotta
mean,
read it.
Then I'll have
so,
some-
so and I think that's the beauty of a first and second reading.
Yes, I agree.
So we all have the chance now to read it. And then if there's an edit, we would review that at the second reading, right?
Yeah, but this looks pretty, it's probably pretty close. I mean, we can get it where it needs to be with the second reading. We'll just go through and do our thing.
Yeah.
So you
But-
wanna
but
table
we should
this for
have all our
January
eyes on
twenty-sixth?
it.
Pardon me?
We should have all of our eyes on it.
I agree. That's what I meant to say. So let's go ahead and table this for January twenty-sixth as well,
For a second reading.
for a second reading.
I'll make corrections, Ted, and send it back to you.
And if you look at that thing that I have the yellow
Yeah.
highlights, there was like a May and a May. I mean, I already have it if you want me just to send it to you.
You could if you'd like.
Yeah, sure, okay.
You've already taken care of it.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Okay, why don't we do it that way, then it saves you the trouble of it.
Thank you.
So. I'll just send it to everyone.
Mhm.
And then that gives you the chance to read it, review it. If there's language that you think needs to be deleted or added or whatnot, then you can bring it back for the second reading in January.
Makes sense. The thing we've got to keep in mind is that as we send emails to each other, they've got to be one way, one direction. So we're not discussing via email. We discuss things here. We can't discuss via email.
Understood.
That's an open meetings thing.
That's
I can
correct.
discuss
Yes,
anything with
I never
anyone.
thought
You
of
can
that.
discuss. Yes, you can.
No, Val, you are right. And
Yeah.
generally, I will put in the subject header. Not for discussion, do not reply.
Okay.
Right, so, perfect. I never thought of
Yeah.
that. Ben asked us to review Benzie County's new land ordinance. And Ted has gone ahead and put together a little draft for us, I believe.
Yeah, so, for
That's this one, right?
example, the, um, Michigan case law, it's not case, but MCL. But anyways, the MCLs are different for the county than it is for a township. So that's been updated here where it's highlighted.
Okay.
And then I just went through and I'm trying to change the language from Benzie County to Inland Township, and then some other changes, just for us to get a head start on it.
Yep.
So it's certainly not a final draft or anything like that. It is just for
A
us to
place to
take home,
start.
do our homework, and then we can have a first reading at the January meeting.
So that's what I wanna do right now, is schedule our first reading at the January 2026 meeting. All the commissioners, please review the information and bring back the corrections or suggestions. Benzie County General Land Use Ordinance. So has everybody got Benzie County's land use ordinance and Ted's draft? Just look them over and read them together, and let's do a first reading at the January 2026.
January 19th.
Is that what it is? January 19th.
All right.
That way.
And just for my reference, did Ben have any additional instruction on this? Like, I really love this and we should adopt it in the same language, and
He gave me nothing like that.
he said nothing like
Yeah,
that.
he
Okay.
just sent me that and said, put it on a schedule.
Put it on.
It's, just the rules that we will have in place to handle the property that we own, I think is what that is, isn't it, Ted?
Yeah, so kind of a little bit of background is that a couple board meetings ago, someone had reported that there could be camping going on in some of the township properties.
Okay.
So then that just was like oh, wow, we didn't know that and whatnot. The county adopted this, which gives some coverage about a whole bunch of things.
Mhm.
Driving ATVs on the property, but camping too. And Val, I think Ben is somewhere in, I really like this and just want to make sure that you guys take a look at it, change it where it's needed. That way we have some coverage should somebody pitch a tent over
Gotcha.
at Lamb Road Nature Park.
Well, are there any rules listed at our parks?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything specifically to camping, and there's certainly not as thorough as what is here, as what Benzie put together for their properties.
I think we just have the sign there,
Just
don't
a
we?
sign,
We don't
yeah,
have
sign.
any, like, we have the Inland Township Park sign. We don't have any, like,
I
rules
feel
or
like there's
even
some,
openings, do we? Open
Maybe not.
sunrise to sunset sort of?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I,
Tough
I,
memory.
I don't think I've seen it, but,
Watch for flying discs.
right,
Yes,
yeah, like.
there is that one.
you know, That kind of stuff.
There is that one.
Okay. So we're good with shelving that one. Let's, move to the second public comment. Is there anybody here?
Bye, Sarah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sarah.
Hi, sir.
You're the best.
Bye, Sarah. Okay, any other items to come before the commission? No?
I have two things.
We better be good.
Well, we'll see, right? One, compliments to you.
Well,
For this, your first meeting, and you've done a very good job of moderating the meeting and leading through it and everything. So, number one, compliments to you.
Thank you.
Yep. And then number two, just so the commission knows, I will not be at the next three commission meetings. I will miss January, February, and March. I'm going to Florida for the winter. I will fly back for the board meetings, but I won't stay long enough to
Can we
attend
just
a commission
FaceTime,
meeting.
Ken?
Well, so.
I was gonna
Who's
ask
gonna-
that, like, do you
Who
wanna?
turns the computer on?
Hey, we gotta work that out. So, but I will be actively involved, engaged, and watch it and
Okay.
everything like that. But
Alright.
I will still be actively engaged and help in any way, shape, or form.
Thank you, Ken.
So, but I just physically won't be here, which also means I cannot vote on anything. According to Michigan law, you have to be present, in any municipality to vote.
All right.
So that means that all three of us need to be at all of our next meetings. in order
Yes.
To do any official
We
work.
need to find another.
Or, and we need our fourth one.
So Ben is actively looking for
Yeah,
somebody, right?
but for the rest of you here, I mean, if you have a candidate in mind,
That's kind of what I was
share
gonna
it with
suggest.
Ben.
If you guys know somebody, rattle their cage and get them in here. With Ted not being here, there is no room for any of us to get sick
Right.
or anything. We all have to be here for these meetings. I don't wanna do any special meetings either. I think we should try to get our
We just
work
do it.
done on our monthly meetings.
Yep.
If that changes, I have no problem with a special meeting, but I just wanna try to get it done.
Least through the winter.
If we can.
Mhm.
We can just cruise through the winter.
I did send Jim Brower a couple of issues. One was the gentleman that came in on our last meeting about the trailer home. So we would want to look at that because he did fill out the application for a deal.
So, Mike, are you saying that should be on unfinished business for the January meeting?
Please.
Okay.
Because we didn't really talk about it much here, and so maybe we can talk about it then. He is on vacation down in Florida. He won't be back until spring, but his nephew, he's left his nephew in charge.
Okay.
So I would just like to get something going
Yep.
for it, so
And you've got his contacts.
I do have his contact information.
And have they given us their application and everything?
I have their application.
Okay,
I'll make copies of it and send it to everybody.
so we'll make sure that
What's the
goes
name of that
on.
road off Carmine?
He's on North Carmine, and so the road, I don't recall
That's
right
okay.
in a second, but,
Winding Way.
Winding Way,
Winding Way,
thank you, it
that's
is
right.
Winding Way. I don't know how they get back there in the wintertime, but,
They plow that. It's a
It's not-
snowmobile trail.
yeah, it's just
I
not
know it.
maintained on it though.
It ruined the snowmobile trail, but someone plows it.
Cause I plow the other side for
Oh,
the
yeah?
bus turnaround, but,
Oh, okay. Yeah, it gets plowed.
Thanks for bringing that up, Mike, and keeping
The new
that.
guy-
Yeah,
Respect
talk to
them.
Mike about that, and Mike has no issues with that trailer being back where it's at.
well,
so.
based on, and I think you've been back there yourself.
Oh, yeah, I remember when they put that in, those
Yeah.
guys put that in there.
Yeah, I've been back there because I
They
go
were
to
hunting a
public
lot.
land.
I'd run into
80
them
acres that,
when they were bow hunting.
that joins, so.
Right, it's kind of, they gotta, yeah, it's interesting,
It's interesting, yes, very good.
very interesting.
Anybody have anything else?
Did you want this done? This was the old.
Yes, I
You want
would.
it?
Like to take a look at
You
that,
can have
please.
a copy of that. I don't-
Is there an electronic copy of this anywhere?
That was the old, or that's our current.
It's our current one.
Current
What we're going on.
Yeah, so we don't.
Should make a digital
Cool,
copy
man.
of this.
Yeah, I think we.
I think the zoning ordinance was on.
Yeah,
Believe
that's,
it.
that's when it started, yeah.
It's
It's like days away, bro.
I need a motion to adjourn at 7:20 p.m.
I'll second it.
Hit it hard.
Ted
All in
second.
favor?
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
I'm looking forward to it.
Rosemary, did you capture that? Who made the motion?
All right, cool. Very good.
This is from.
What was it, 724?
7:20.
720.
Oh, well, it's a good thing.
All right.
Hey, Mike.
So for the January meeting,
Who's gonna do this stuff?
I think Ben and I still have to figure that out, who that person's gonna be.
is there things for me?
That's a great question. Ben has the keys that Jim turned in, so.
Cause
I
I
should know
have
to
no
Ben.
way in here.
Yeah, I'd shoot a note to Ben to get the keys, so he may just leave them, can't leave them here.